Welcome to Talk to Satv, sponsored by Grand Palace Hotel and Resort. Tonight, we focus on a historic moment, the recognition of Palestine as a state by the United Nations General Assembly, while the challenges still remain in the Security Council. Because prior to that, the same thing happened and the United States used its veto powers. From October 2023, around 65,000 Palestinians were brutally killed by the Israeli aggressions. Around 163,000 people were injured. Illegal settlement, more than 10% of the Israeli populations illegally settled again after past October period, 2023 period. So we'll discuss all of this, and for this we have an absolute pleasure and privilege to have Mr. Yusuf S.I. Ramadan, His Excellency, the Ambassador of Palestine to Dhaka. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on our show, sir.
Pleasure to be with you.
How do you feel about the Palestine's recognition as a state by the General Assembly? And how is it different from the past?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wanted to greet your viewers and greet my brothers and sisters of this magnificent country of Bangladesh. Say Assalamu alaikum. Obviously, it's a very good move. Trying to correct the past, but it's not enough, because this is only a measures. It need an extra measures, a practical measure to be taken in order that the Palestinian people can really enjoy freedom, dignity and independence. So this is just the beginning. We just started now. So hopefully that the future will carry much, much better news than the news that we have been listening to for the last 78 years. We're optimistic.
How significant is this recognition in terms of Palestinians' quest for full membership of the UN? Because this time, the members who voted in the General Assembly were closest allied to the Israel as well. Sure. They are the trading partners, they have trade relationships, they are ideologically behind the Israel for long. Now those members have recognized Palestine as a state. So does this make any difference? Because what was the situation earlier during when the United States used the veto power? So now does the situation is a bit different?
Naturally, of course it's different. It's a big difference actually, especially that you're talking about major players in the world. United Kingdom, France, Canada, Australia, all these countries are very important, and others also, they will join. Not yet we've been recognized, still we are waiting for the General Assembly to start, and then we have the special conference on the 22nd of September, a special conference for Palestine, in which we're going to hear all the new recognition. We have already about 149 states recognize the state of Palestine, but we need also the major players, which they promise to recognize Palestine. But still, the American veto is the real worry.
True.
Because if we ask for full membership at the United Nations, we need the votes of all the 5 permanent members of the Security Council. Now we have secured 4 out of 5, but still the American, especially this administration, unfortunately. This administration is very vocal to help Israel, whether Israel is oppressed or oppressor. Always Israel is never been oppressed, always an oppressor. And the United States is giving full support, diplomatic support, financial support, economic support, political support, military support, all kinds of support. The United States of America treat Israel as one of the states, one of the American states, and even sometimes they favor them over other states. So this is the real worry. But this position of the only country in the world still on the opposite side of the history is America. So Israel is being isolated after this genocide took place, and it's dragging the American to the same corner. So both countries are being isolated. But for how long the USA is going to remain in this isolation? How long they're going to resist? How long they're going to, when will they decide to take the right decision and be on the right side of the history and stand with with justice, not with Palestine, with justice, not against anyone, just be to serve just moralities, ethics, which you lecture us day and night as a Western. We want to see it. Prove it. Prove that you have it.
True.
Or is it that you have it only inside your border for your own people and for others? No, it doesn't apply. All these beautiful things that you hear, right? So the American has to change. The American inside, the American people are changing, and maybe we all witness that, especially the people who are from the Democratic Party and people who are like, they're not involved with any politics, but they see their fellow human being are being tortured, are being killed, are being starved, and so on, so on, so on, and treating in unjust way, and that there is some kind of supremacy from the Israeli side over them. So they see all that and they don't like it, obviously. They react because they are a human being with feelings. So they react, obviously, in the right direction. And that's why Israel is losing ground also inside the United States of America. And that is good. That is a very good sign. But European in general, they have to take the lead.
True.
They have to take the lead so the other will follow.
Some of the countries like Australia and Canada, they recognized Palestine as a state under the condition that they will hold election and certain political parties will not join in that election. So these conditions are like you were imposing some restrictions on the free will of the people of a country. So how does the state of Palestine or the authority of the Palestine is dealing or will deal with this kind of conditions, or this time they will whether they will negotiate, or are they having any endeavor to negotiate this kind of conditional recognition that some of these countries have recognized?
Look, we're open to all logical opinion.
True.
We listen to logic, we obey logic, but at the same time, we also have to understand that our people have a will.
True.
And that will should never be broken or compromised. So finally, if we talk about democracy, you cannot impose condition on the people. You can impose condition on governments, not on people. People have the right to choose who are capable to run their business, who are capable to govern them. So no one has the right to come and say, okay, I will recognize you, but there's no but. You're recognizing me because you recognize justice against evil, against injustice. You're recognizing that the oppressor has the right, but the oppressed have the right, but not the oppressor. So you cannot compare this with that. When they talk about arms and disarm and all these things, yes, they have the right to do that. It's possible to talk about this. But in a democratic election, the people should have full freedom to choose whoever they want. This is their choice. No one else have the right to interfere in that at all.
True. Some argue the recognition is a symbolic issue now, because in international law, you were a student of political science, and as an international law expert, I do know that if some state has to have recognition, it has to have a territory, it has to have authority, it has to have a people. So these conditions must fulfill. Some of these critiques say that Palestinians don't have that conditions to fulfill. So they don't have that the capacity to fulfill those conditions. How do you respond to those critics?
Do you know in Palestine, illiteracy is zero? We have the most educated people maybe not in the Middle East, but in the world. We have the highest level of master and PhD, are the Palestinians. We are very much capable of running our own business and run it very, very well. But with occupation in your country, who decides for you how many times you breathe, how many times you inhale and exhale, then how can you prosper, or how can you prove that you're capable? When somebody is sitting on your chest, pushing hard, you cannot even breathe properly.
True.
So the Palestinians are capable. We were capable before the 1948. We used to be the most prosperous country in the Middle East. Not only that, Palestine used to be the richest country in the Middle East before the occupation, before Israel came to existence. We had the first airport in the Middle East. We had the first airline. From 1923, we had Palestine Airline, where others didn't have cars at that time. So we were, in the history, this nation is 6,000 years old nation living in this land. From Canaanite time till Palestinian. We all the same. I mean, descended from. So this recognition is symbolic. It depends how you look at it. Look, if it is remain on paper that, okay, I recognize you, and then I go home, and then I think I fulfilled my duty toward you, then yes, it is a symbolic. No, I recognize you, and I will stay on your backbone. I will still support you, and I will still make sure that this recognition is being fulfilled. So there is measures need to be taken by those countries who recognize or willing to recognize the state of Palestine, such as, I think it started already by the Spanish Prime Minister, maybe you heard about it, started imposing sanction on Israel. Of course, Mohammed Bey, you were not born at that time. The same thing happened to South Africa, the apartheid state.
Exactly.
In the late 70s, early 80s. That's what happened. And that's how the apartheid state collapsed.
True.
And record set straight at that time. That's what we want to see. We want to see the record to be set straight, and only by imposing sanction on Israel. Because if you continue to plead two-state solution, two-state solution, two-state solution, people are fed up from this. It's been since 1993, you know that? The agreement was signed between Palestine and Israel in 93. 32 years already has passed. Nothing happened. More settlement, expansion of settlement. More land is being grabbed from the Palestinian territory to Israel. More people were forced to driven out of the country. More people died. No peace at all.
His Excellency, I'll halt you over there because now it's time to go on a break. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to go on a break. Do come back after the break because we were discussing about the exploitation or aggression that has taken place during these years through Israeli aggression. Welcome to Talk to SATB, sponsored by Grand Palace Hotel and Resort. Before the break, we were discussing about the responsibility of the states or international community towards enforcement of the people's right. His Excellency, you were talking about the exploitation, the aggression that has taken place by the Israeli Authority. Well, how do you expect the countries like Bangladesh or Global South to respond to this oppression? Because, as you have said, that European nations or the West has to come forward, and their role is more effective than the countries in the Far East or East.
Look, Bangladesh as a Muslim country, as one of the top 3 major Muslim countries, your location, geographical location, a country which have the second larger exporter of garments, for example, one of the top 7 countries who export skilled laborers to the world. So you have a very, and you are the 8th largest country in the world in terms of population, one of the top 5th consumers in the world. So all that gives a very important position for Bangladesh. So Bangladesh will always have a role to play. And frankly speaking, to be honest with you, since the day of independence, Bangladesh is playing that role. And they have never given up on the Palestinian people. And that is something we have to admit. And that should go back to the people of Bangladesh, that the majority or the vast majority of these people have soft corner for Palestine. And they have taken a decision to stand in the right place, that we wanted to be with justice, we want to be with our brothers and sisters in Palestine because of their suffering, because their rights were denied. And as a human being, as a Muslim, we have to stand behind our brothers and sisters. And they've been doing that in every way, in every possible way that they can. So Bangladesh is doing its job very well, extremely well. We have also requested Bangladesh for extra measures related to economic things, to have economic ties with Palestine and so on. But in a political level, diplomatic level, I think Bangladesh could be considered on the highest, one of the highest countries in the world supporting Palestine, and that including everybody. So one of the top highest, yeah.
Thank you, His Excellency.
That's true. That's
means
reality.
That is a reality.
That is a reality that we have. I've been living in this country for 10 years, and every day I see something new which prove that Bangladesh is one of the major supporter of Palestine.
His Excellency, you remain here for 10 years, so you know the country. But my question to you, when even in a talk show, I called 2 young doctors from Palestine. They say the way people respond over here, majority of the people over here, they live under the poverty line. But still, when the Palestinian bleeds, the people over here bleeds from their heart. They say that how the rickshaw puller or the day laborers participate and try, despite having their incapacities, they're not financially very solvent, they try to participate so that the sorrows could be, But my question to you, whether the people of Palestine do know that the people of Bangladesh do feel or do, feel the passion, do feel the same kind of, urgency and, the sorrows they bear in the burden they bear in the heart.
Look, as I mentioned before, we have the illiteracy in Palestine is 0. All of them, they read and write, and they have access to different sites, news. They have a good source of informations, and obviously one of their main tasks is to understand each and every country. How do they look at us? And this is for the people who were mostly above 15, 16 years old, who were able to access the internet. So they start with like Arab country, Muslim country, Western country, and so on. And believe me, they have enough knowledge about Bangladesh like any other person living in Bangladesh.
I can assure you of the fact that in every Friday prayers, people do pray. People do pray for the Palestinian cause, for the Palestinian solidarity. His Excellency, Bangladesh has been long supporter of the Palestinian cause, even refusing to recognize Israel. How do you assess this relationship today, after the post-revolution government that came into the power? So how do you assess the situation now?
Look, I read this story and I met Mr. Kamal, who was the foreign minister of Bangladesh at that time. when he received a letter of recognition from Israel.
You mean Dr. Kamal Hussein?
Yes.
Okay.
I went and visited him
That was back in...
6-7 years ago. That was immediately after the liberation.
Okay.
Immediately after the liberation was, I think, 72, early 72. And he received this recognition letter and congratulating Bangladesh of getting independent and so on. And he rejected the letter. He rejected the letter and sent it back and said, your recognition is not welcome.
We don't need.
We don't need it. And since then, Bangladesh has not changed. Has not. As I said, regardless of the government who's running the country.
True.
Because the people, look, if you want to gain support in Bangladesh, you should support Palestine. It's a gate, one of the main gates.
For a political party.
Yes, any political party. They want to. And political party who doesn't do that, they have no chance. They cannot get. Demonstration took place last year, May, June, and July, 24. All the political parties, one by one after the other one. So this shows what kind of people you're dealing with. So when I say Bangladesh is the backbone of Palestine, I don't just say it, I mean it. I mean it, and that is true.
Thank you, His Excellency. What areas of cooperation, political, economic, and cultural are currently strongest between our two nations?
Look, I think there is many difficulties and challenges related to this issue. The main difficulty comes from the occupation. We are an occupied territory. We cannot export whatever we want, and we cannot import whatever we want, or from wherever we want. We don't even have a seaport. We don't have an airport. It all has to come through Israel. Even the taxes we supposed to get, our government supposed to get, they pay to Israel, and Israel is supposed to pay to us, and they haven't paid us for 2 years.
Even the international media is accusing that they want famine over there.
Yeah, that's why they don't allow international journalists to go there.
True.
Famine is there already.
Already.
It's been there for 8 months, 9 months now already. Since January, famine has started. Palestine have an issue related to economy. Economy after Israel stopped providing us with our money. We're facing a very big difficulties, huge difficulty, economic difficulty. So we have made some requests to the Bangladeshi government to help us in order to allow certain products, Palestinian products, to enter the market of Bangladeshi market duty-free. They promise that they will work something out. We hope that we'll hear soon from them related to this issue. This will help a lot our economy, a lot. And it will not affect negatively the economy of Bangladesh, for sure, it will not. Bangladesh support Palestine in providing them scholarships for many students, so many students, mainly from Gaza Strip. And that's been going on also for the last 52 years.
His Excellency, we will discuss a lot more about it after the break. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to go on a break on Talk to Satv, sponsored by Grand Palace Hotel and Resort. After the break, we will discuss about the scholarships and the students who come to Bangladesh for study from Palestine, and how is the culture building up between the two nations. Please do stay with us. Do come back after the break. His Excellency, before the break, we were discussing about the scholarships that Bangladesh has been providing. You have made an accusation against our immediate past Foreign Minister, Dipu Moni. And can you elaborate that what happened during that period, and what did you find out about the illegality and the corruption?
Look, Muhammad Bhai, maybe you did not listen to what I said during my press conference. I was very clear. I did not go against anyone.
True.
What I said was related to some university in Bangladesh, that Dr. Dipu Moni send a letter on behalf of this university to the Prime Minister of Qatar, requesting him to help in providing a $15,000 for each Palestinian student in the university. And I continue to say that is legal because this university survive on donation.
Okay.
That was exactly what I said.
Okay.
And then my objection that this university also receive donation from Israeli, Jewish, Zionist organizations.
Okay.
And this is my rejection.
True.
To allow my
Fellow brothers and sisters.
sisters only, because
Only
this
sisters,
is only
that
for
brothers.
women, to be part of this university. That's what exactly I said.
Okay.
So it wasn't like against this person or that person, or even against the university. It wasn't. My objection was because of this fund coming from sources, those sources are not my friends and not a supporter to Palestine.
Even in different countries, protests are going on where the universities are taking funds from Israel.
Yes.
I've seen in London as well. I've
Of
seen in
course.
UCL, Oxford, Cambridge. There's a humongous protest going on among the students. I think this is the people-to-people contact. People feel for people's sorrows or people's who are in distress. So my next question to you, the students who are coming to Bangladesh for studying mostly medical and in other subjects as well, are they contributing good enough back in Palestine? So how do they feel about, what are their experiences as a earlier?
Look, Mohammed, but let me tell you, there's 41 Palestinian doctors graduated from Bangladesh. They are working day and night, saving lives since October 23 in Gaza Strip until today.
That's so fulfilling.
So can you imagine a 41 doctors graduate from Bangladesh saving lives in Palestine, what it means? In this difficult time, in the time we are in desperate need of one aspirin, we have 41 doctors with knowledge, good knowledge and very good experience, and they're proud to be graduated from Bangladesh. And they say that. And they said, one of them was on CNN on 24, and he mentioned that he was graduated from Bangladesh. This is something, as much as you feel proud of, we also feel proud of. We have lots of engineers also were graduated from Bangladesh, and they're serving in Palestine, and they're doing a magnificent work.
What role can Bangladesh civil society, NGOs and media play in strengthening solidarity with Palestinians? What new dimensions that we could explore to help and to proclaim our solidarity with Palestine?
Look, there is many doors, many ways to help and to support the people of Palestine. We have projects which we're planning in the future to make, but that only can be done after this aggression ends. At that time, we're going to make a proposal for the people of Bangladesh to please participate in the rebuilding of Gaza Strip, because Gaza is completely destroyed.
It's a rubble.
It's horrible. So this needs a lot of work, huge work. So it's not like it is the job of the Arabs and the European to do it. No, it's also your job to participate. Sending laborers, engineers, companies who can invest there. We need that, because you'll be helping a big part of the Palestinian. You have like 2.5 million people in Gaza Strip. Those represent almost 35% of the Palestinian people in Palestine in general, West Bank, Gaza and Jerusalem. So this will provide them with great help. So that will be. But today, just keep spreading awareness to the people. There's a lot of organization here, respected organization. They collect donation from Bangladesh, and they go to Egypt, for example, and they distribute support, provide support to about 250,000 Palestinians who escaped the war from Gaza Strip, living in Egypt, also in a difficult situation. Some of them at the beginning, they were able to send food and medicine to Gaza Strip, water to Gaza Strip, small projects like digging a well for the people to drink and so on. And there is some organization, very respected one, they keep inviting people from abroad to give lecture in Bangladesh about Palestine. Lately they have also broadcast a movie, No Other Land. It's a new movie, and this was broadcasted at the Drick. I don't know if you heard
Drick
about
Gallery.
Yeah, Drick Gallery. It's an amazing one. And this kind of people should be highly respected, very highly respect them very much, because they are true. They support you. They don't want anything in return.
True.
They want to satisfy their own conscience.
True.
So they support you. And they've been doing that for a very long time. And those people, we extremely respect them, and we need to express always our highest appreciation to them.
Do you see any high-level visits after this aggression ends between the two countries, Palestine and Bangladesh?
We always had. You know, Yasser Arafat
He
visited
visited.
Bangladesh 13 times.
True.
13 times.
He has a fan base over here.
He did, and everybody seems to know him, and most of the old generation knows Yasser Arafat very well.
True.
And respected him. President Abbas came 3 times. Once it was an official visit, twice he stopped over here in Bangladesh. We just had a visit 4 days ago with the Chief Justice of Palestine, who visited Bangladesh, met the Chief Justice here in Bangladesh, met several judges in Bangladesh, and we have agreed that we will have some kind of a mutual visit. Some judges can come from Palestine, give some lecture related to the Islamic Sharia law, related to inheritance and all these things. And then we have our military. We have a very good, extremely good relation with the army in Bangladesh. We have also some cadet studying in the military academy, naval academy, NDC, also National Defense College. I mean, the army has opened all the facilities for the Palestinian, and this is also amazing. So we have no problem with that, and hopefully, we always wanted some high-level delegation to visit Palestine, but the problem is that we cannot provide them with visa. We have to get permission from the occupying power. We tried several times, and we never succeeded. Even once I was told that Professor Yunus was supposed to go to one of the universities, even he was not in politics before that, and he was not given permission to go. So he couldn't go. So unfortunately, when you are under occupation, you cannot breathe. And that's what's been going on for the Palestinians. They cannot really breathe.
You were the longest serving diplomat over here, so you have a colorful life. You were a soldier in your early career, so our viewers would love to know your early soldier life, if you
It wasn't
allow.
for a long period, because it was for like 2 years period, when Lebanon was always in war, when our forces was in Lebanon. Since we are on the northern border of Palestine, Israel today called, so there were always clashes, and always there was a war. And everybody has to do something about it. You know, you can't just sit back when you see everybody is wearing the military uniform, carrying his AK-47. It's become like a style. And you wanted to go back to a country that you never been to, you only heard about it. Because I was born in Lebanon. I don't know Palestine, never been. Only I see it in photos only. And only hear like your father and mother talk about it. They all talk about all the beautiful days that they spend there. So how you want to go back? So you think it's the only way is the only struggle, the only way is to use armed struggle. So you join and you become part of that. Until you achieve that, okay, not only armed struggle, there's also other means that you're able to gain your freedom. The more you grow up, you become more mature and more experienced, then you start believing in that. Plus the armed struggle, you need to have also a parallel political struggle, intifada, like intifada. So it was an amazing time that we spent, these 2.5 years almost in the army, very adventurous. It was, you feel like you have to give something.
Do you see the same spark? Because you have that spark inside you that you have to fight for the justice.
Yes.
You have to fight for the justice. Do you
Yes.
see the same spark in the youths of Bangladesh when they went into this revolution, when they went into this protest against the longest serving regime? So do you resonate the same spark?
Obviously, we have lots of things in common, with differences. Like the difference is, first of all, by the way, which I should mention, during my time in the war in the army, there was about 547 Bangladeshi people with us, young men. They come to fight for us, for Palestine. They
That
should
was
know
a
that.
new information
Yeah,
that our
yeah,
viewers would
they-
love to know.
And most of them,
Where they do leave now?
but majority of the people who remain with us, they live in Gaza.
Wow.
They get married and they have families in Gaza and they have citizenship, Palestinian citizenship. But I think about 350 or 400, they came back to Bangladesh. They came back. We are in most of the people who are still alive, because that was long ago. We are in touch with them. Actually, when I came from my office here, there was one of them with his wife in my office. Today, he came to visit us. Now, to compare Bangladesh, what happened in Bangladesh lately and what's happening in Palestine, it's a bit different, because this is a foreign occupation, came and occupied my country, changed the name from Palestine to Israel, kicked me out of my house, made me a refugee, and stripped me from all my rights, took my freedom, took my dignity, took my land, took my home, took my passport, took my ID, took everything from me. Completely naked. I have to start all over my life again, from zero, from scratch. That's what happened to the Palestinian people. Okay? Here is different. Here you felt that you don't have the freedom that you should have. You need to have your freedom and dignity, and you should have a space to move. You should have right to have a job here and there, wherever you want. So you wanted to fight for a better life and a better future for you, your kids, and the future generation. This is but struggle is a struggle.
Struggle is a struggle.
Struggle is a struggle. Here you pay a price, and here you pay a price.
His Excellency, that young soldier who wanted to fight against injustice turned into a diplomat and had a very colorful life as a diplomat. You have served in Afghanistan, you have served in different countries of the world, and now you're serving in Bangladesh. And you have a family, so our viewers would love to know your diplomatic life as well as your family, if you could know.
I can't say colorful life. As long as I cannot go back to my home and enjoy my freedom inside my country, I can never have a colorful life. You might see me laughing and smiling, but believe me, there's a big wound inside my heart. I'm the only person in this world who was born as a refugee and lived all my life as a refugee until today. And I'm unable to go to my home, unable to go to where my father lived and grew, my mother, my ancestor, the land that we own. I'm unable to carry a passport written on it, State of Palestine. I'm unable to invite friends, colleagues to come to my home and visit Palestine. I'm not able to issue visa for Bangladeshi people. I'm unable to do so many things that you can do, that a simple person can do in any other country in the world. So I'm an ambassador for what? If anyone can do much better than me, have freedom of movement, right to choose much more than me. So I have to live this life as it is and accept it as it is. So what you see from outside is totally different from inside. Inside there is a big wound which keeps bleeding, and it will continue to bleed until I achieve what you have achieved. A liberation, a dignity, a freedom, a homeland that I can work hard in it. Even if I sweep the streets, it'll be an honor for me, but in my homeland.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Mr. Yusuf S.I. Ramadan, His Excellency, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on my show.
Pleasure is mine.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, United Nations Charter say, even United Nations will not interfere in any internal matter of the state until that internal matter affects international peace and security. Mr. Yusuf S.I. Ramadan, he said that the countries who recognized under terms, under condition, they shouldn't impose the free will of the people. They should not impose on the choice of the government that they should have. He had reiterated about the fact, he reiterated solidarity with us. He's concerned about the future of his country and the sorrows that is deep inside his chest. So we discussed the situations over there in the Gaza Strip, West Bank, and the international politics. So we, the people of Bangladesh, will always stand beside our brothers and sisters in Palestine. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's end tonight, so we will come back with another guest on the next episode. Until then, goodbye. Allah Hafiz.